Morning everyone, and welcome to day 2 of our 5 simple exercises. So it's a little bit bright in here this morning, and if I look a little strange, it is because I have broken my glasses, so I've had to put my contact lenses in. Anyway, so I'm Zoe, I am a physiotherapist and Pilates instructor, and I'm going to be doing 5 simple exercises each day this week just to get you moving, to loosen off a little bit. So I thought I'd come in a little bit earlier today and just to get you started. So we're going to do a little bit of exercise in standing, and then we're going to do a little bit for exercise for the upper back and for the legs as well. Elaine says boo. I hope that's not boo and it's boo. I'm going to take it as that anyway. So just a few things before we get started. Please always work at a level that you feel comfortable with. None of the exercises should cause you any discomfort. And if we're doing any stretches and things, just go within a comfortable range. If you have got any health conditions or any injuries and you're not sure if Pilates is suitable for you, then I would always encourage you to check with your health professional before you get started. Okay, so let's get going. I'm going to go and see you on the mat. So you just need a little bit of space to start off with. And actually you can't see my head, can you? So bear with me, let me just lift that up just a little bit. There we go, hopefully you should be able to see my head now. Perfect, okay. So we're going to start with the feet hip distance apart. We're going to spread out the toes, equal weight through both feet. We're going to think about pelvis nice and level. And then we're going to think about nice and tall up through the spine. Widen through the collarbones, lengthen through the back of the neck. Now yesterday we did a few little pelvic tilts to find that neutral spine position. So let's do that again. We're going to take a breath in, breath out. Just rock the pelvis forward and then tuck the tailbone under. So we're just going to rock forward and tuck under. And we're just thinking of that bowl of water. So we want to tip some water out the front of our bowl, tip some water at the back of the bowl, and then come to rest in that neutral position. Then we're just thinking about equal weight through the feet, tailbone just gently pointing towards the floor. Perfect. So I'm not sure how much of my arms you'll see, but you'll get the general idea. So we're going to do some toy soldier arms. So we're just going to float one arm up above the head, and then as the arm comes down, we're going to change. So we're going to take a breath in and a breath out. And what we're watching is that as we're doing this with the arms, I'm going to exaggerate, but we don't want to be leaning back. We want to keep that nice tall position. Lovely. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. And out. Fantastic. Let's just do one more in each direction. And then we're going to come back down. We're going to have our elbows bent this time and slightly tucked into the waist. So we're not squeezing them in, but just having them gently tucked in. We want to think with this one about width through the collarbones. So we're going to take a breath in, and on your breath out, we're going to take the hands out to the side and then come back in. So breath out and breath in. And I want you to think about your shoulder blades. So as your hands come out, your shoulder blades are just gently drawing in and down. And as your hands come back in, they come back to that resting position. So gentle and back. Fantastic. Breath out. Breath in. This time we're going to come out and stretch and then come back in. So we come out, stretch the arms and come back in. Breath out. With this one, I want you to watch the shoulders. We want to make sure the shoulders don't come up. Again, I'm exaggerating. Anyone who knows me, I do tend to exaggerate. So we're breathing out, breath in, breath out. Lovely. If you want to, we can add a little walk on the spot. So I'm just lifting one heel. I'm not sure how much of my feet you can see on the screen, but I'm just doing a little walk on the spot as the arms are coming in and out. Perfect. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And then come back in. Let's do some gentle shoulder rolls. Okay, so far. So we're going to just do a little bit of movement for the upper back. So yesterday we had our arms across the chest and we just did a little bit of rotation. So you can do that one if you want, but what we're going to do is take it onto the next level, and we're going to do some arm openings. Now I'm going to stand side on so you can see. But I still want you to think about your pelvis facing forward, and then we're going to float the arms to about shoulder height, and then I want you to drop the shoulders down. Still think of that sense of length. Let's start with the right arm. I want you to bend your right elbow as if you're going to skim it past your hip, and then we're just going to do a little bit of a rotation, and then we're going to come back. Okay, same with the left arm. I'm going to keep going with the right so you can see, but we're going to come open and back. So imagine that you're drawing a bow. Okay, so it's like a bow and arrow. You're coming back, but rather than looking where you're going, you're looking behind you. Again, nice and gentle. So we're alternating sides. Breath out, breath in, breath out. I'm going to come back to see you now. So we're doing that little rotation. Watch the elbow. Again, doesn't come too high because that's going to tense your shoulder. So you want to keep that elbow nice and low. And back again, nice and gentle. Perfect. Let's do one more to each side. How's everybody doing so far? Hopefully you're all okay. We're going to take the arms up, stretch and circle. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to do a little stretch, then we're going to do an exercise for our legs. So we're just going to come into our mermaid stretch. So we're going to take the right arm, we're going to lift it, and we're going to reach and stretch to the ceiling, and then come back down. So we're going to come up, reach and stretch to the ceiling, so you get a little stretch here and down. Breath out. Breath in. So we're not leaning to the side with this one, we're just doing a stretch upwards. Breath out. Breath in. Sorry my hands disappear, I haven't got quite enough space. I'm too tall, that's what it is. Lovely, last one. And down. Okay, so the last exercise we're going to do today is for our legs, and it's called a simple squat. So again, I'm going to go side on so you can see. But the idea with this is that we keep the length through the spine and we get the legs to do the work. So what I want you to imagine is that you've got a high stool that's behind you that you're trying to find with your bottom. That's the easiest thing to think about. We want to think about the feet hip distance apart, and we're going to take the weight slightly into the heels, bend in the middle as if we're going to try and find that stool with our bottom, and then we're going to come back up. Okay? So breath in before we start, breath out, fold at the hips. We come down, and then we come back up. Now as you're coming down, you might see that my knee is staying over my foot, so I'm not letting the knees come forward because that puts a little bit of pressure through the knees. So if you take the weight slightly back in the heels, keep that length through the spine, chin is tucked under, and we come back up. Not too much to think about at all, is there really? Breath out. Breath in. If I do that from the front, you'll just see what's happening to my knees. So we can keep those knees lined up and back up. Breath out. And this is really nice because it does work on our leg control, but it's also working on our control in our lower back because we're keeping everything in a good position. Again, shouldn't be uncomfortable anywhere. Let's do one more. And then come back. We're going to take our breath in, lift the arms, stretch to the ceiling, and then bring the arms down. Fantastic. So that was our exercises for today. I'm going to come back over and see if anybody has got any questions. Hi Linda. Hi Elaine, I like your emoji. So that was me this morning. That was doing just a few exercises. So it doesn't have to take very long, but just doing a little bit. I always think it just sort of gets your body moving, gets you ready for the day. Now tomorrow I'm going to be back again. I'm not quite sure what time tomorrow, but we're going to do some exercises in standing, but we're also going to do some exercises lying down as well, working on our control and things. So there will be a few exercises on the mats tomorrow, just to warn you. So I know there's a little bit of a delay with the messages that come through. So has anybody got any questions? So while I'm waiting for those to come through, the exercises today, as I say, we're working on a little bit of mobility into our upper back, which can get quite stiff, and working on our mobility into our shoulders, and obviously a bit of strength into the legs as well. So they are, I say, they're good exercises just to do to get you moving. Right, well if you do have any questions, then you can always pop a comment below. Hopefully I will see you tomorrow. I don't know what the time is now. I might pop in early, if not it will probably be around about 10:30ish. Alright, take care everyone, have a fantastic day. Hopefully it's sunny where you are, so enjoy the sunshine and I will see you tomorrow.